Hi guys, good afternoon. So in the last session, we went with the overlapping VPN concept. Now today we'll go with GET VPN. Okay, so GET VPN, it is first of all your Cisco proprietary. Okay, it is Cisco proprietary, and this GET VPN is basically used for, see, so far whatever we have been protecting, whatever the traffic we have been protecting. So that traffic we have been protecting between two public sites, right? But here, this particular your GET VPN, this is used to protect intranet communication for securing your intranet communication. Okay, that means within one network only there are few hosts which are trying to communicate. Okay, so like in your local network only, you have multiple different networks, right? And those networks you want to have secure communication. Okay, so there you can use. So you can use it for protecting your endpoint communication. Okay, as well as you can also basically, like if we talk about security, so you can say used for securing your intranet communication. Used for securing your intranet communication. Now, your GET VPN. So in GET VPN, what will happen? Our topology will be something like we will have three routers. Okay, like this, three routers will be there, and these will be connected via switch. So this one router, this will be known as key server. Okay, this will be known as key server. Intranet means that means your local network. Okay, internet means your public network communication. Now this is your switch. Then one will be key server, and we will have two group members. Okay, we will have group members. So you can consider this as group member one, and this is group member two. Okay. So anytime we are configuring IPsec, right? So what we are doing in the IPsec, that we will configure phase one, phase two here, and we will configure phase one, phase two here also, right? But in case of GET VPN, what will happen? We will have a key server. On the key server, we will configure what? Phase one, as well as we are going to configure what? Phase two also. Okay. And here we will configure a group. Okay. Here a protocol is used, which is known as GDOI, Group Domain of Interpretation. This protocol is used. Okay. So you can say that in GET VPN, your GDI protocol is used. And this protocol uses UDP port number of interpretation. So if you talk about port number, which it uses is 848 UDP. Okay, it will use UDP port number 848. Now here we will configure what? One GDOI group. Okay, and these guys, the group members, they will become member of which group? The GDOI group. They will become the member. And now these you will configure here on the phase one. Okay, you will configure the phase one only here. For phase two configuration, they will communicate with your key server, and key server will give them the configuration. Okay, so for phase two, they will communicate with this, and this key server will give the phase two configuration. So where the tunnel will be established? The tunnel will be established between these two group members. Correct. Key server, which is going to hold the phase informations, your key informations. No, it's a router only. Okay, this is where your tunnel will be established. Clear? So a tunnel will be established here, and even GET VPN is what? It's a kind of policy-based VPN only. Hmm? This is your internet, local network. Okay, in your local network, you are having multiple different networks. So this is a kind of policy-based VPN only. Okay, so here that means whatever the traffic will go, so traffic will go for your loopbacks. That means kind of we can have like I can have this side 10.110/24, and this side I can use 10.220/24. And in between these devices, we can have the subnet like 192.168.1.0/24. Okay, where on the group member 1, I can configure 192.168.1.1. Here I will configure 192.168.1.2. And on the key server, I can configure 192.168.1. Okay. Once this is configured, now what? See here. So for policy-based VPN, we will have to configure access list also. So access list, we will configure where? In the key server. Because all that configuration, only phase 1 configuration we will do here. Remaining all the configuration, they will take from here. Clear? Okay. So here we will configure the access list. This is clear because all the phase 2 parameters will be downloaded from the key server only. Is that clear? Okay. Now let's go and build the lab. So this is for Cisco proprietary. That means only in Cisco devices you will find. Other environments will not find the GET VPN configuration. Even she's up. So I think he will go with GET VPN. 3 devices will take routers. Okay. This is group number 1, 2, and this will act as key server. This is our server. And this is group number 1. And this is group number 2. Then we take a switch. Here. Now let's power on all the devices. One 192.168.1.0/24. This will be the network in between. Okay. Then the IP addresses will be 1.1. Sorry, here it will be 3. On group number 1, we will keep 1. This will be 1.1. This side it will be 1.2. Okay. Then we will have the loopbacks. So on this side we will keep 10.1.1/24. This side we will keep 10.1.1 or 10.2.2.2/24. These are the loopbacks. Okay. So here we will be configuring phase 1. Then we will configure phase 2. And then GDOI. So phase 2, we are configuring automatically ACL with communication. Okay. So these things we will configure here, and they will become member of the GDOI group. So first of all, we are going to configure here phase 1, and it will become GDOI group number. And same thing here also. Okay. Now let's go and do the basic configuration. Okay. What happened? Really? Hmm? This is basic configuration. So first of all, sir, server keyboard configuration terminal hostname server interface 0 by 0 IP address 192.168.1.3 255.255.255.0 no shutdown. Then we will configure route, right? So loopback here we are not configuring. And for routing, let's use dynamic routing here, and we'll use AHRP. AHRP 100. Okay, no auto summary. Then we put 192.168.1.0. Then group number 1. Okay, so once I will configure AHRP, yes. Once we will configure AHRP here, what will happen? That we will start having communication between the loopbacks also. Because here we don't have ISP, correct? And dynamic routing will already advertise the route. But that communication, what I want to do, I want to secure it, right? This is 2.2.2. This will be, this is the basic configuration done. Let's take an access. Key server. Hmm? Which configure? Hmm. It is by default in mobile side. See, here there will be different color profiles. So what I have selected is Cisco. So that's why all the interface, gigabit Ethernet, these things automatically. Hmm. This will be there in the configuration. And if you go to terminal, here syntax highlighting is Cisco according to network configuration. And then GM1, GM2. Now everybody has the console, let's say no, and also here, let's say no. Okay. So once it will come up, then after we will do what? We will paste the configurations. So let's go and paste. Copy key server. And then we have VM1. Copy. Then we have GM2. Copy. And most of you guys haven't done advanced, right? Advanced CCNP, advanced done? No. Because next VPN will be about VRF. Hmm? We started. What? Don't worry, 2 days are there. Check about VRF. Not complete VRF, VRF Lite you have to check. Yeah. So this is done. Now if I see right now from GM1, am I able to ping or not? So if I say do ping 10.2.2.2, I'll be able to ping. I'm able to ping. Correct. But is this communication secure? So let me capture the packets here on the interface 0 by 0. That whether or not this communication is secure or not. See, not secure, very clearly visible. So what we need to do, we need to secure this communication. For securing this communication, what we'll do, we'll configure IPsec. So now here I'll say configure VPN. Okay. Or let's say configure directly get VPN. So first of all, on the key server, we will configure. Okay. Now, how do we configure IPsec phase 1? Crypto, ISACAM, policy 10, then haggle process, then group, 14, encryption is AES, lifetime let it be default. Hmm? Three? Three shared key. PKI, public key infra, that will make use of certificates. So you will need CA server here. Okay. Then key, crypto, ISACAM, key, then address, and see, this can take a request from ZM1 also, ZM2 also. So that's why I'm mentioning what? 000. Okay. That means any. This is done. Then we configure transform set. So we will say IPsec transform set, pset, ESP, AES, then ESP, SHA, and FLAG. This is done. Okay, then next, if you want to save the IP header, we can change the mode to transport. This we can do. Okay. Then after access list, we are configuring. So access list. Okay, let's see 100. Permit, IP, host or network, whatever we can use. Let's use host. But see, in real scenario, what will happen? This side there will be full network. This side also there will be full network. So you will use network ID and subnet mask in that case. Okay. And right now, if you want to make between the loopbacks only, then you can use a single also host. Okay. But when you go for the real scenarios, you have to make sure that you will use entire network. No, not like this. It will be like you have to go with, we have to specifically mention, right, that it is going from 10.1.1.0, 255, 255, 255, 0. Can I configure this? Is this access list correct? Hmm? Gateway? No, destination also I'll give, but let's say destination is 10.2.2.0, 255, 255, 255, 0. Now it's correct. Is my access list correct? Think again. Router it is, not firewall, right? So this will be, now this is the access list created for GM1, right? Group member 1. But group member 2 will also take the configuration from where? From the key server only. So second access list also we need to configure. Copy this. Permit IP and then this is fine. After that, what you were doing? You were saying crypto map, CMAP, then hmm, number 10. Hmm? That is in the firewall. Hmm? Then used to say set, transform set, T set, right? Then you used to say set, PF, then again, right? And then you used to say what? And but if I say all these things, what will happen? The VPN will be created on key server. But which traffic I want to secure? Right? Because if I'm creating a crypto map, that means I will apply the crypto map on the interface. And if I will apply the crypto map on the interface, the VPN tunnel initialization will happen on the key server. This is what I don't want. So that means this time, no need of this. This is clear. We do not require the crypto map here. Okay. So instead of crypto map, what we'll do? See, first of all, let's go with this much. That is more than 100. Then we have to consider one by one. Yes. Okay. If you have, see, you can summarize the networks here then. Let's say, for example, you have 100 different group members. Okay. So 100 different group members means in your internal network only, you have 100 different networks. First thing. If you have them and if you want to use GET VPN, in that case, you have to do it. This can be used anywhere in any organization who wants to secure their internal communication with the help of VPN tunnel. Yeah, like I have one organization, I have different departments. So each department I have separated with the router itself. That is depending company to company, right? Some companies are there which are thinking like, okay, my sales department, my finance department, they should not communicate. And if they are communicating, the traffic should be encrypted and secure. In those kind of scenarios, this is possible. Okay. So see here, these things we will do here. So let's copy it. Now here, there will be one confusing thing. One thing will be confusing here. When we give access list, that means this is a policy-based VPN. But here you also have to configure what? IPsec profile. You will have to also configure IPsec profile. So how do we configure the IPsec profile? Crypto IPsec profile. Let's name it VPN profile. Then after, see, you created the transform set, right? So this transform set we will call where? What we usually do in the route-based VPN. In the GRE, MGRE, what we were doing? We were creating profile, and in the profile we were saying that transform set. This is clear. Now this is transform. Let's take a what? Set profile. Transform set is there. Set. I think it's okay. It became transform. Okay. Exit from here. Now, instead of creating crypto map, what we will do is we are going to create a GDOI group. Okay. We will create a GDOI group. So same like, crypto map, what we are creating. As the crypto map you create. So in the same way, you will create what? GDOI group. So you will say what? You will say crypto. And if you see after crypto, we get an option for GDOI. So GDOI stands for configure GKM, which is group key management, GDOI or GIP2 policy, right? So this is what we have to create. We'll say GDOI. Okay. Once you say GDOI, next is what? You have to mention group. So you will say group. Okay. After group, you have to give a name to it. What do you have to do? You have to give a name. So let's say right now we are configuring GET VPN. So let's name it GET VPN only. Okay. We'll name it GET VPN. Once we name it GET VPN, then after, again, see, we have to configure here one identity number to identify the group. There can be multiple groups. So to identify the group, we will configure one identity number. Okay. So you will say identity, then you will say number. And what is the identity number? Any random number you can choose. But you just have to make sure that this number should be same on your key server also, as well as on the group members also. This should be same. Okay. So let's say we'll configure 10 only. Simple. Identity number is 10. When I give identity number 10, another option I'm getting here is what? That who is the group server? So right now where I'm working, that means itself only. So I will say that who is the server? So I have, if I'm working on my group members, there I will say server address to specify the server. But I have an option what? Local. That means itself is the server. So server is local. Then I'll say address. Another option I have here. See, if you see here, and you can see that I have got what? GDOI is on, right? And if I give question mark, now what is the server source address? So let's configure it. That address of my server is, what is the address? Server's IP address, which is 192.168.1.3. This is the IP address. No. Submit. Okay, IPv4. And then we have to type the IP address. 1.3. This is done. Now here, if you see, I can define the SA also, security association. Okay, and in this security association, I will define what my IPsec policy. Okay, so I'll say SA I want to apply here. Now, what is the kind of SA? IPsec. Now, sequence to insert SA into the list. So you can use a sequence number here. You can say like, for example, 2 or 1, whatever. Okay. Once you have done this, now see here what I get option. So I get match option here and I get profile option here. So I can configure here what? IPsec profile. So I can say the profile for this SA is what? Now, what was the name we gave to the IPsec profile? VPN profile. This is the name we gave. Then I gave what? Match. Remember match access list. So match address, and we can say IPv4, and then we can give the directly access list number or name. So number of access list was 100. This is 100. This is done, right? Now simply exit from here. Now see here what we have done. We configured IPsec policy, crypto IPsec profile, and we named it VPN profile. Okay, so we configured IPsec profile. Then we said set transform set pset. Then we configured what? Crypto GDOI, okay, group, and we named it. What was the name? Get VPN. Okay, I think get VPN only the name we used. Yeah, crypto GDOI group, get VPN. Then we gave what? Identity number. So identity number we used is 10. This is the identity number we used. Then after we said that server is whom? Local itself is the server. Then we define the SA, right? In the server local, we give the address IPv4. Okay. Then after the address, we define the SA. And in this, we call the IPsec profile. Okay. We configure the IPsec profile as well as we match the access list. Okay. This is clear. Now, this is the configuration done on your key server. So key server side configuration is done. Now, next thing we need to configure what? The group members. Now, in the group members, first thing you will configure is what? Phase 1, right? So the configuration of your phase 1 will be, and also we can use, huh? No, we don't. Why? Because we just want that, okay, this configuration has to be downloaded with the help of GDOI protocol. So what is the configuration? If you see, we gave the access list, which will be downloaded in the GDOI. What we have defined, that I am the server, this is my address, and through this GDOI protocol, I will share what? The VPN profile and access list. So what is the VPN profile? My phase 2. Sorry, this one, where I'm calling the transform set. So that means phase 2. And I'm sharing what? Access list also. So this is the access list. This is what we are willing to do with the help of this get VPN, right? So let's go and configure it. On the GM1. Now start with the configuration. First of all, crypto, ISACAM, same like normal, policy 10, then hashing, we will use SHA-256, then authentication, reshare, we will use group coding, encryption, AES, that is the default. Then we will configure key, crypto ISACAM key, Cisco address. Now this, to get the phase 2, right? To get the phase 2, we have to establish the tunnel with key server. So that means 1.3. This is done. And now, see, access list I cannot define here. IPsec also I will not define here. Why? Because I need to get all those things from where? Key server. That means now we will make it member of the GDOI group. So same comments. Okay, first of all, let me paste it. copy, paste. Oh. This is done. Now let's configure same command, crypto GDOI, okay, group, and let's say this GM1 belongs to your sales department, so you can name it sales. Other one you can name it finance or accounts or whatever it is. Okay, so just for example, let's name it sales. Okay, and the identity number we have to configure after this. So I said identity number has to be same, so it will be 10, and then we have to configure what server. So I'll configure server address. Spelling mistake. Server address IPv4, and what is the address of the server? 1.3, 1.3. This is done. Now just exit from here. Done. Now next thing is what? That we apply the crypto map. We create crypto map, right? So I'll say crypto map C map 10. Okay. And after this, I get an option GDOI, right? So instead of defining IPsec ISACAN, I'm defining what? GDOI. Now done. It says the new crypto map will remain disabled until a valid group has been defined. Okay, so this time instead of defining transform set, what we have to define? Group. Okay, so we have to say set group. And what is the group name? GDOI group name, what we have configured here. On this router, sales, right? Sales. Okay, defined. Exit from here. Then go to the interface. Interface 0 by 0 and apply the crypto map. Say crypto map C map. This is done. Now what is the configuration we have done here? Do you see automatically GDOI is on, started registration to the key server. This one for the group sales using the address 192.168.1.1, right? Then after the SA was updated, registration to KS, that is key server, is completed. Okay. And you see what it says? Install policies success. So installation of registration key policies from this for group sales and group member identity, this has been successful. That means now if I will try to establish a tunnel, so my GM1 side configuration is done. Okay. So what is the configuration we did here? We said crypto GDOI group sales. Then we said identity number as 10. Okay. And we said server. After sales. No, not continuously. It will not come continuously. You see here, right? How we configured here? I said crypto GDOI group sales and identity number 10. Okay, so server address, then we said IPv4 and server's IP address 1.3. Then we said crypto map C map 10 and this time GDOI. Then we said set group and whatever the group name you have configured. Then interface Z 0 by 0 and you say crypto map C map. This is your configuration on the other side, and automatically they will register with the key server and they will take the configurations. Okay. So like if I check show running pipe section IPsec. Okay. If I try to check whether the configuration is there or not, let's see if anything is there. No. And if I say show crypto IPsec SA, because see, I will not see the running configuration. Why? Because this configuration I did not configure it. I did not do the phase 2 configuration. But if I say do show crypto IPsec SA, so you can see here, right? I have the configurations. I have inbound ESP SA also, outbound ESP SA also, and for this one also. Is it clear? Okay. Now, same. This is for GM1. Let's configure GM2 also. One is GM2, and here nothing will change. Only group name, instead of sales, we can say finance, or let's call it accounts. Here also will change it. Same name, right? Okay. Rest everything will remain same. Copy, go to the GM2. And here, before registering the second one, let me show you. You can say show crypto GDOI. Then this is key server. So I'll say KS, and I can say detail. So what is the group name right now? GET VPN. And group type is GDOI with the ISACAM. Okay. And IPsec SA direction is two-way. And how many group members are there right now? And what is the access list is configured? 100. As soon as I will paste this configuration on the GM2, what will happen? Here, this number should become 2. Okay. So let's copy this. Copy the configuration and paste it here. GDOI is on. And you can see here, install policy success, registration completed. Here you can see registration to the KS complete. Okay. And here also we can verify that registered devices or group members are how many? 2 group members are there. Okay. And here, right now we can see some UDP packets are traveling and all, right? And you can see the EIGRP packets also traveling, correct? But now if I will communicate between the loopback, then what will happen? My traffic should get encrypted under the IPsec, sorry. Okay. So if I go to GM1 and if I say show crypto, yes, it will show, or let me just say control set. Show crypto ISACAM SA page 1 tunnel. This is between right now 1.1 and 1.3. That means key server and group member, not between 1 and 2. Okay. So as soon as I will ping, there will be a tunnel established. Now tell me one thing. If I say ping 10.2.2.2, will my tunnel be established? If I say this, no, sir, because this will go through the public ID. This will go through my 192.168 IP, right? Yes, we have to give the source. Why? Because in the access list, what we have defined, only that traffic will go through the tunnel. Okay. So, yeah. Source, I will say 10.1.1.1. So when I say source, I should see here identity protection main mode and quick mode. Okay, that is already set up. And you can see here, my packets are traveling through the ESP protocol. Okay. And if I check, show crypto ISACAM SA. So This is using the GDI and the tunnel is active. No. Phase 2 tunnel, right? We will check. Correct, you're right. Okay, I have to say source also here. I forgot to mention source. Okay, so but here also you can see it is going directly. Uh-huh. You see here ESP. See. No, public communication is not going. Only you see here ESP traffic. Whatever is going through the tunnel will be under ESP. If you are seeing this EIGRP and all, that means this is not going through the tunnel. If this EIGRP was also going through the tunnel, in that case you would not see the EIGRP. You would see only ESP. What happened in case of MGRE and DMVPN? Hmm? Hmm. No. Then we don't see that. Yeah, see here. I directly said without any source. See what was the output. These are the two outputs. One without when I'm not giving the 1011 as source, and this is the second one when I'm giving 1011 as source. So without source, how they directly communicate? How can they directly communicate? Here I don't have ISP, right? See here, don't confuse it with. I don't have ISP here because in normal scenarios we use ISP and ISP doesn't have a route. That is the problem. That's why I said this is for intranet. So this is a switch where all the routers are connected. Is it clear? Online people? If I want to then you have to configure in the same building, then you configure the building. And we are connecting with other side like other level how where connect other site where. In that case, if you are if you have multi sites, why do you go with this concept? Go with DMVPN, right? On one site. Yeah. Intranet only. That means local communication only. Okay. It will happen because you have studied a lot of VPNs. Okay, so you can see here departments only, accounts department, sales department. Okay, like this it will be. So again, if there are multiple sites, then you can use what one tunnel concept here. You can kind of do the same thing from here to here. One copy and paste this site, then set up a tunnel. Yes. What I'm trying to say is, okay, another thing not another switching to routers. Okay. You can use something like this. Now here you set up that tunnel, site to site IP set. Understood? So this is one side, this is another side. Yeah. Okay. So this was your GET VPN concept. See, actually, if your theory is clear about the VPN concept, configuration you can find anywhere. Okay, but your concept should be clear so that why we use that VPN. Okay. Yeah. Guys, online people clear? Yes or no? For the next
Yes,
session, you have check it. What you have to check is VRF light. This will be our next concept. Okay. So our next VPN will be VRF light aware VPN. Okay. That means we'll configure a VPN which will be aware of VRF, which will pass through the VRF. Again, this will be kind of department to department communication only, not really intranet. Okay. So VRF you have to understand. Okay. All right. So this document and everything I'll share. Notepad also. After this, what are the topics we are left with? Let me check. So we have done IK version 1 for routing based VPNs done. MGRE DM VPN with dual hub IPsec overlapping is done. NAT is done. Today we have done with the GET VPN. Now VRF light aware VPN. This will be Monday. So next week we'll complete this part. Then next to next week, this part. Yeah. So you can say your VPN 50% done. Okay. Yeah, if you understand IP1 version 2 is not so big. In here, one concept will be a little tricky, which will be flex VPN. Okay. Yeah, here SVTI, VTI, and DVTI also. Dynamic. Okay. This is clear. So 50% is done, 50% is left. We'll cover it. Now, all right, guys, then I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.